Hello, friends. Ruthie Renee with Quantum Field Trips, and today is day 27 of the Letting Go Challenge. Today's going to be super simple, quick and easy and painless, I hope. What we're going to release or let go of is worry, if it isn't helpful for you. We're going to start with the technique, though. It's one simple question. You ready? When something comes up and you're feeling that pain point, here is the question that you ask. And I'm going to use worry as an example. And in fact, I'm going to give you a scenario just because humans relate to stories. When I discovered this true part of worry, it was when I was in the middle of a move and my daughter and her fiance, who were living with me at the time, weren't going to be able to move with me. And I worried about them. I worried specifically about my daughter because she's my daughter. It was self-hypnosis that I was doing. My unconscious mind brought up the feeling of worry. Worry is what I need to look at. And here is the question. Is this helping me or harming me? There it is. There's the question. Is what you're doing or is what you're feeling helpful, helping you move forward, or is it holding you back, keeping you from progressing, or keeping anybody in your proximity, that your family, from progressing? Okay, so in the case of worry, this is what I found after the process of going through. I found that no, it's not helpful. It's not helpful at all. But my initial thought was, well, yes, here were the benefits of worrying. If I worry about someone, it shows them I care about them. It shows them I love them if I'm worrying. And that was a program that I created when I was a very young girl. I won't give you all the details because we were going to be quick today. But the bottom line is the way I show my mom I care is by worrying about her problems. And I was little, like I could do very little. And I still, that worry was there. And I brought it with me my whole life. I worry about the people I care about because it shows that I love them. But is that true? So then you can ask follow-up questions. Okay, if I feel like worry is helpful, let's test it. If it is helpful, then I can go back in my life and I can see where, oh my gosh, it's a good thing I worried about that. And I found case after case after case evidence to prove that, oh no, worrying didn't help at all. It just made me stress out either over something that would never happen, anxiety. Anxiety is worry, future based about what may or may not happen. And you don't even know. We don't have a crystal ball. Most of us. And so worrying isn't helpful. The next question is, when I am feeling worry, when I'm displaying worry, how do I show up? So how did I show up with my daughter when I was worried about her? Well, I showed up as a worried, nagging mom. And what that told her, without saying any words, was that I didn't trust her. I didn't trust that she could be an adult. I didn't think that she was capable. Is that what I actually thought? No. No, I love my daughter and I was so proud of who she had become and her work ethic. And so worrying did not display to her what I truly felt about her. In fact, it showed her lies. I'm going to give you another scenario. There's a man who has a job that he's worried about losing. Things are changing within the company. People are being let go. And so he goes to work worried about whether he's going to keep this job, worried about whether they need me. Am I going to have a job tomorrow? And so if you think about yourself in that situation, if you walk into some place, whether it's a family or church or work or school, if you show up worried, how do you act? Do you stand with confidence, or are you like, oh, and you're just kind of like, you don't want to be seen because maybe if they don't see me, they'll forget I'm here and they're not going to ask me. You're not showing up as your best self, my guess, if you're showing up with worry attached. The next question is, could there be a better way? Maybe worry has a little bit of helpful, I don't know, at least you're aware of it if you're worried about it. That was my thought. Oh, if I'm worrying, then it's giving me the awareness of something that we need to take a look at. Okay. So is there a better way? Is there something else that I could feel that would be more helpful? And this is what I found. I chose faith. If I have faith in my daughter, then I show up as a proud mama. You've got this. What can I do to help? That I show up in a whole different light when I have faith that my daughter can do what she needs to do. Okay, now let's go to the work scenario. If the man shows up in the office with faith and confidence that it doesn't really matter if there are other people being let go, if he's where he needs to be, he's going to be fine. So then he shows up with confidence and he asks the right questions, and maybe he stays, or maybe he doesn't. And the worry wouldn't have helped him keep the job anyway. And he's let go because there's a better opportunity. Having that foundational faith that everything's going to work out, it always does, helps you show up in a different state of being. Does that make sense? So tell me, do you agree? Have you had scenarios where you worry your eyes out and you find out that you never had to worry in the first place? If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. And worrying ahead of time just doubles the pain. Brene Brown said something like that. And it was really wise, because if something's going to happen, like you're losing your job, why not worry about it when it happens, not the days and weeks and months beforehand that will have you show up like a scaredy cat. Last scenario, we see this in relationships. When somebody is afraid or worried that they're cheating on them or they're going to have an affair, you're going to like somebody else. And I want you, if you fall into this trap, I want you to think about you and your actions, your disposition, how you speak, how you hold your face and your body language when you are worried that your spouse or your significant other is unfaithful. How do you act? Now, on the flip side, when you show up in faith and you're just assuming the best from your partner, how do you show up? So that is what I have for you today. The idea that worry is just not helpful. And so what do? We let it go. We replace it with faith. Every time you feel that familiar worry, you ask the question, is it helpful to worry about this right now? Could I apply faith instead? Having that foundational, innate knowledge that you are worth it, that you are an amazing, beautiful human, and that everything in this universe is coming together for your benefit. Then it doesn't matter whether good or bad things happen, the right things happen to put you on the path for where you need to be. So I hope that you can take this and practice some faith and let go of worry. Let me know what you think.